This is the press conference for the Iona Gales, all Natalie dressed, looking good and ready to go. Just a reminder to please direct your questions directly to one player. If you do want to hear a group response, please ask for one of the players by name initially so that we can keep some kind of order and that our technical people can keep an idea of who's on what mic, and our camera people know who to have their wonderful face on each and every television in America that's watching right now. A reminder that we do have satellite coordinates. They may change, but for today, Galaxy 17, transponder 20A, downlink frequency 12086.5V. And with that, we're ready for your questions for Iona. Start here in the second row.
Ron McFadden from the Ionian. This question's for Tawan. Going back to the MAC tournament, MAC championship, you said it was a dream for you growing up to play in the NCAA tournament. Now you're a day away from that dream becoming to a reality, taking on Chapel Hill. What are you feeling right now?
I was excited to get the opportunity, but now it's time to buckle down. It's time to lock in. Tomorrow's game day. We're gonna treat it like any other game.
Go ahead.
How you doing? George Willis, New York Post. Ricky, to you, what was your coach telling you when you guys were 7 and 15?
Just keep playing Iona basketball. Keep sticking together. Don't give up. Don't never settle for plays. Don't never take a play off. And just play your best and then give it your all.
Ricky, you last year was Duke. This year UNC Chapel Hill. What does that mean to you to take on two not only ACC powerhouse but national powerhouses?
It means a lot. Now it's a big stage. Now I'm just gonna try and come out and try and get my team a win.
Mark Herman from Newsday. We'll start with Ricky, but I'd like to get everybody's opinion on this. Your coach has sort of a larger-than-life personality. How does his personality impact you guys and the way you play?
He comes every day prepared to work. He tells us to go hard every day, keep getting better, keep getting in the gym.
Tawan?
He works hard night in and night out, whether it's film or studying a different team or just letting us know what spots are open on the floor against different teams. So, I mean, that work ethic rubs off on us. And we just come in and try to work hard, and as hard as he works every night.
It's like my teammate said, it's a lot to do with work ethic. You know, he instills that in us to just play hard on every single possession. And we just try to come in and practice and stuff every single day and just do what we got to do in order to come together and be the best team that we possibly can.
Jaden Daly from Daily Dose of Hoops. Ricky, as one of two players on this team that's been on this stage before, what's the message been like in the locker room with these guys, getting them ready for what lies ahead on this stage?
And just give it your all or nothing. We got to play 40 minutes just like they got to play for 40 minutes. It's a big game for us, bigger than any other game we played this season. So we just got to try and come out and get a win.
This question is for Asante, but for everyone as well. Going back to when you guys were 2-9, if I would have told you guys you were about to play UNC Chapel Hill tomorrow in the NCAA tournament, would you guys still believe it, even during that tough stretch?
We always thought we was a good team. That never was the case. We always knew that it was just minor things that we had to get together. And we always had each other's back. Like I said, you know, this team has always been resilient and always had each other's back. And we never once looked and said, oh, we can't do this. We always felt as though if we just got on the same page, that would be a scary sight. And now we're here. So we're just trying to go out there. We're not trying to go out here just to be here. We're not happy to be here. We want to get a win. And that's what we all tell each other on a consistent basis.
Ross Martin, Inside Carolina. Love for all the players. We can start with Tawan, though. What have you seen from UNC on tape? What challenges they pose? And kind of break down what you see about them on the court.
They're a fast team. They like to get up and down, but, I mean, we like to get up and down. So it's going to be a challenge that we want. It's a big game. We know it's a big game. We ready for the challenge, though.
Asante?
Like Tawan said, you know, they play fast. They're kind of bigger. They're bigger than us, but you know, like he said, we want the challenge. So we just have to come out and play our basketball. You know, that's what got us here. So we're not going to change how we play, but you know, we're going to go out there and do what we have to do, and hopefully we come out with a win tomorrow.
Ricky?
I mean, they just touched on everything that I was going to say, so I agree with them.
This question's for Ricky. How much? What are you from film? What are your impressions of freshman guard Kobe White, and how much are you looking forward to that matchup?
I mean, it's just try and stop him. I mean, I know he's a good player. He's been a good player all year for North Carolina. Now it's a big challenge for me just to try and come out and try and get it stuck.
Asante, just more specifically, what are you guys doing better now than you were when you were struggling so much?
Well, a lot of people don't know this team didn't come together until like school started. So it was kind of chemistry that was our biggest problem in the beginning. It had nothing to do with talent or anything. We always worked hard. It was just our chemistry. So now I feel as though we're moving the ball a lot better. We're shooting the ball way a lot better, you know. So and we're also playing defense very well too. So that's a big emphasis that coaches gives to us on a daily basis, and that's really what it is.
Ricky, he mentioned chemistry. How much of that is chemistry that is being your team in the locker room together, learning about guys, you know, that just came together, and how much of it's actually on the court?
Yeah, chemistry definitely was a big problem for us in the beginning of the year. As he said, we didn't really have a team in the summertime to gel together. So as the year went on, we just had to just keep fighting, just keep getting better as a team, and just keep gelling together, keep getting to know each other. And that's what we did. Now we're here.
Anything else from anybody? Go ahead.
George Willis again, New York Post. As you started to win games, could you feel yourself getting better as a team? How did the winning the game sort of improve your confidence as a team?
Me?
I think. Go ahead.
Asante will start, and then we'll go down the line.
Man, we always, like I said, we always felt as though we was a good team. As time goes on, we could see, even the games that we were losing, we could see that we were getting better. It was just certain things that came down the stretch that might have made us lose the game, or little things that we need to get together. But like I said, we always felt as though we were a good team. And once Coach always told us when we started clicking that it was going to be like a good one. So that's what happened down the stretch.
Tawan?
I always felt like winning fixes a lot of problems. So as we started to win, we started to gel, started to become more of a brotherhood than a team, and I think that helped.
Is that easier said than done, Ricky?
Yeah, winning it takes more. It takes a lot to win. You know, you're playing against a different team every day, so you just gotta come out and give it your all.
You find it difficult. I mean, there's so many questions that have been here about chemistry, and it's kind of tough. You throw guys in a room, say, "You guys be friends." It has to happen organically, right?
Yeah, right. So that's what happens. I mean, we all was new to each other since the school year, so we just had to learn what each other could do and just play as a team, play Iona basketball.
Go ahead.
Tawan, did you watch the game last year when UMBC beat Virginia? And whether or not you watched it, what do you think of it, of a 16 beating a number 1 seed?
Of course I watched it. I've always been a big fan of March Madness, so of course I watched it. But I think a 16 beating a 1, it happened before, it can happen again. So we gonna come out and we gonna play our hearts out, and we gonna give it our all, and hopefully we can get it done.
Really well spoken. Nice job. Congratulations on the tournament.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk to Coach Kloos in just a few minutes. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's time for our interview with Coach Kluse, and he's going to have a resounding statement of comments to open, and then we'll ask questions and keep the same format, please. Coach?
We're just really excited to be here and be playing against North Carolina and their storied program and coach, and really excited for the challenge. My players have worked really hard for this all year, and I'm really happy for them because hard work paid off for them.
Go ahead. One of the themes that we really got from your players was that during that initial struggle with a losing record in the first half of the season or so, that you really gave them the belief, yeah, this could be a special group. Coaches always don't do that.
Oh, I firmly believe that. I think we went through a lot. 2 of our first 11 games were on the road. We played at home on November 6th and not again until December 30th. So we had a lot of learning about each other, doing a lot of growing up to do, but I liked the pieces that we had. And more importantly, I liked how they came to practice every day, even after tough losses and injuries and all that. They worked their tail off every day. And as a coach, you're kind of looking around, is the shoe going to drop if we don't win soon? And they never gave up. So I really did believe at some point, if we got healthy, we'd have a chance to turn it around.
Go ahead.
Ron McFadden from the Ionian. Coach, what has been your message to your players ahead of this game, especially for the guys who are playing in their first NCAA tournament?
Just to enjoy the moment, to go out there and play really hard, worry about each possession, and don't look at the big picture right now. Look at one possession at a time when you're in the game, and play Iona basketball for 40 minutes.
Ross Martin with Inside Carolina. Coach, when you look at UNC, what challenges they pose? Obviously, the speed is what the players said.
Yeah.
Anything else that stands out?
Yeah, they have a lot of challenges, obviously, for the size of our team. But their speed getting back, first of all, offensive rebounds, that they're not trying to limit them from getting too many of those. We can't turn the ball over. We've been very good with it as of late, and if we continue to do that, I think we can get some good shots. We have 5 guys out there that can stretch and knock down threes, so we're confident in the way we're playing offensively right now. And we're going to have to play a top-notch game, but I expect nothing less from our guys.
Jared Fialco, WRAL-TV out of Raleigh. Many moons ago, you coached Danny Green in high school.
Yeah.
I was curious if there were any good off-the-wall Roy Williams recruiting stories when you first ran into each other that you could share.
In all fairness, the first time I met him, we had just won the Beach Ball Classic. And I met Coach Williams, and I had my 2 little boys and my wife with me, and he was a gracious, terrific man to meet. And when I just ran into him today, it's the first time I've really talked to him since that day, and he's the same exact way. I love how hard he works his players. I mean, I thanked him for making Danny Green a pro, because we entrusted Danny with him, and I knew it was the right spot for Danny because Danny was the kind of young man who would just work really hard and listen to a coach, and I didn't know any coaches better in the business than him, in all fairness, so it was the right place for him. So I don't have any of those other kind of stories, but I really, again, it was tremendous Danny was there, and it's a tremendous honor, privilege, but boy, am I looking forward to tomorrow.
Hey, Tim, George Willis, New York Post. A lot of the players talked about the need to build chemistry.
Right.
But what kinds of things did you do to help sort of build that chemistry between?
That's a good one. Sometimes adversity builds chemistry. I know it's going to sound a little crazy, but sometimes it does. And sometimes you find out what their true beliefs are individually and what they're looking for out of it when things are bad. So not only can you get a read on players when things are going well, but I think when things are going bad, you have to try to find out what makes each player tick and then how to bring it together. And the players themselves how to want to bring it together. And early on, in fairness, they were fighting each other a lot. And I think that chemistry grew to where we want to win, and we're going to do it the right way. And our senior leadership, and Ricky McGill and E.J. Crawford, as a junior, started like telling guys, you got to do what we're asking you to do. You got to work harder. We got to continue to just develop, and don't worry, it's going to be okay. Like we've been through some tough times before in our program and found a way. And I think they helped start the belief, and then it got infectious within our team.
Coach, what are your impressions of UNC freshman guard Kobe White and the matchup problems he possesses?
No, he's terrific. He gets down the floor in 3 to 4 dribbles in about 2 to 3 seconds. He's down the other end, and he makes plays for them. And our job is to get back on D and slow him down and build a wall in front of him and not let him just have his way the whole game. And I think Ricky McGill and Tawan Agee and E.J. Crawford and Asante Gist and Ben Perez and anyone else we play is up to that challenge. I think we know what we have to do. Whether we're capable of is going to be whether or not we have a chance in this game, and I think we're capable of doing it.
Mark Herman from Newsday. Hi, Tim.
How are you?
What do you have a lot of guys who maybe aren't going to get recruited by North Carolina. What do they get out of playing at Iona? What do they get from playing in this?
Iona gets a lot of things. First of all, people around the country get to know who Iona is, not just our basketball program, but our school. It helps our enrollment. It helps our applications. For us, recruiting-wise, it helps us recruit on a broader base because more people know about who we are and the success we've had and our style of play. And if you want to have a chance to play in the NCAA tournament, Iona is a school that you should be looking at. If you want to do some special things and get a great education, I don't know if you saw the piece on the Final Four for that academic piece that came out. Iona made it to the Final Four, and that if you take all the programs in this tournament. So I think we bring a lot to the table.
And this, neither here nor there for tomorrow, but I just have to get your thoughts on this. What do you think about the year that your alma mater had this year in basketball?
Which one?
Hofstra.
I know. I'm just kidding with you. I thought they did a terrific job. Joe did a great job. The team was terrific. I thought they were going to beat North Carolina State the other night. I was rooting for them. They were real close to getting in the tournament. I wish they had won that championship game, but they've really turned the corner with this program over there.
Jaden Daly from Daly Dosa Hoops. Tim, you've been on the stage 5 times before. This is number 6. Is this one any more rewarding than the ones that came before it, given what this group has gone through and where they stood a month ago?
I think you can sit there when 2-9, and I said it to my players, and I meant it. And just imagine what the story would be if we go from 2-9 to getting to play in the NCAA tournament. And you're looking at yourself, and everyone's looking at me like, are you crazy? And part of me saying to myself, am I crazy? But reality is when you do that and come back and you can look back from where we were to where we are now, it feels like it's been several years, not a few months. And I'm so proud of these guys because I've never coached a team that was 7 games under 500 and won a championship. In fairness to my 30-something years of coaching, it's never happened. So to me, it was special because it was something brand new that the players really, really worked hard for. My assistant coaches worked their tails off to give these guys this opportunity. So I'm so proud of all of them and so happy for all of them to get this moment.
We sense from hearing them that they didn't want to give up because you didn't want to give up.
Well, my father and mother did not raise me to ever give up, and that goes to my whole family, brothers and sisters. We were born one way, to fight the tough fight and fight through life's adversities. And I truly believe that's what makes you strong, and I think you find out what you're about at those points, and you have to try to help people along the way and guide and lead people, and that's what we're supposed to do as coaches.
That sounds very much like an old Iona coach.
You know what? I was fortunate enough to know him. Terrific.
Very well done. Yes.
Coach, what's it been like to see Ricky McGill develop from where he was as a freshman to now? Now he four MAC championships, 4 MCAA tournament appearances. What's it been like to see him develop as a player in the person?
Again, I'm going to go to work ethic on it. Being raised with the work ethic there's nothing better to me than see somebody work for everything they've gotten. He played sparingly as a freshman. You know the story about us saying he maybe should look at another school at the end of freshman year because he wasn't working up to our standards. And Ricky took the challenge of starting to work harder and got better and better and better each year. And that's what we're about. Our program is about guys who want to work hard to become special, guys who want to become college graduates and a chance to play professionally and to enjoy their college experience. And he really has done it to the fullest, and he really represents Iona basketball.
To follow that up, Tim, after Scott just got picked up by the Lakers a couple hours ago, have Scott, Momo, AJ, and now Ricky, how much of an accomplishment is it for this program to turn out such a great lineage of point guards?
I think it's an accomplishment for them. I'm glad we're a part of it, but they're the ones who put in the hard work. We may lead them, but they're the ones who had to get into the gym and put all those hours in, plus the hours on their own and all the training that goes with Kelly Shaver, our strength and conditioning coach. They've all done. I'm really happy for Scott. And again, someone who's kind of fighting for that opportunity over years, had injuries, never gave up, and here he is going to be playing with the Lakers for the next 10 days and hopefully more.
Tim, you mentioned a couple times, you made reference to the way you were brought up and that work ethic. Can you describe that household and what that was like?
Honestly, it was the best thing that anybody could ever dream of. The youngest of 5 siblings, 2 parents in the house that worked their tail off. They were never able to go to college or anything like that. They worked to put food on the table for their families. They were the first generation here. Myself and my siblings were the first ones to go to college. Everything was about working hard and doing your best, and really competitive. Now, it's not just my dad and my brothers and my sister. My mom was ultra competitive. Everything we did, there was a winner and loser. Every time we were sitting down at the table for dinner, there was some kind of game going on that was being challenged, and we were being challenged. And then my father would have great stories for it. He would make up facts that we knew were made up, and he would just tell you, go to the library and prove it. Now, I could swear, I thought my father worked in the library because I heard that line so many times, but he just wanted us to be able to stand up for ourselves and find our own beliefs and fight through things. And I remember going home to him, in today's day and age, if things weren't going well on a team or something like that, and I complained one time to him about it. He goes, get better. I don't care, get better. I'm like, you're right. And I think I've taken that philosophy through my family, and I was fortunate to have Coach Morris from St. Agnes High School have that same philosophy, so I was underneath him for 4 years as well. And I think that built the person I am, and obviously I think you know a little bit more about my family history. Going through those things, I had people, because of basketball, I'm here today, because of the people in my lives, help keep me on track through those hard times. And this gave me an outlet, and I also do believe that I'm here for a purpose, and my purpose is to help young men have better lives.
What did they do? What did your folks do?
My dad was an engineer for Sperry Rand for about 56 years with the same company. And my mom took care of everyone in the family. We always had a grandparent, an aunt, and uncle, people who didn't have a place to stay were living with us. We had 9 or 10 people in the house with one bathroom. You know, so you had to learn a little bit of, a little different skills there, a little patience sometimes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anybody else?
Coach, you mentioned how you want your players to enjoy the moment. How do you get your players not only to enjoy the moment, but also realize at the same time that we have a job to do tomorrow?
Well, I think we have not changed how we work at things. The same way we're preparing for every other game, and everything we did this year was about the game in front of us. It was never about down the road, what we could be. It was about what's happening in the game in front of us, how we're going to handle that, how we're going to get ready for it, how we're going to warm up for it, what we need to do in each 4-minute segment and each play. So our whole thing to my players is that worry about the play you're involved with, not the previous. Learn from the previous one, but don't dwell on it. Don't get upset about it. Don't look at the referees. Don't complain about it. Make the next play. If the ball's on the ground, dive on it. Like sometimes it's something that simple, taking a charge, diving on a loose ball, getting a 50-50 ball, takes away a lot of the adrenaline that's flowing in a pregame situation like this. Basketball is basketball. If you're focused, once that game starts, you really don't see anything beyond the court. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you tomorrow if there's one person in the gym or 20,000, because once the game starts, it's all about right in front of you, and I think our players have learned to focus much better in that way as well.
Because of all your preparation as a coach, can you enjoy the moment?
You know, I am enjoying this. We had a little more time a few more days than normal to prepare for this, and I think I'm just enjoying my family being here again and all the coaches' family and seeing it through their eyes as well. And some of my coaches have very young children. It's the first time they're going through it. So to watch their expressions as they see different things, it's great. And a lot of my players have never been here before. So I'm getting to live it all again through their eyes, and I just love it.
That's great. Go ahead.
You've obviously given a lot of credit to your staff and the players, but do you feel like this is your best coaching job of your career?
I'm not the one to judge that. All I know is, again, I don't ever give up on what we're doing, and I'm going to tell you, there was one point in the season where I came home and I was kind of a little dejected with the work ethic and practice, and we had a game coming up in 2 days, and I half jokingly, but half maybe, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to watch that film tonight on this team because I'm so mad at these guys, they don't care. And my son turns to me and goes, "Hey, Dad, it doesn't matter what you think is going to happen. You're going to do your job just like you always have." And I love that response from him. I'm like, boy, he's been around me for a while, you know. And of course I did that. But it was great to hear from another voice saying, you're going to do your job because that's what you always do, and you're going to give it everything you have. This way they will too.
We've hit the hard out on our satellite time. Thanks very much for your questions, Coach. Great luck to you. Thanks very much.
I appreciate your time. Thank you all.